I've got a secret reason fish might be turning you down. It's time for another rant of the day. And kids, don't try this at home. We got that and more coming up right now in Target Walleye's Top 5, brought to you by our friends at Sea Foam and SCHEELS. Let's dive on in. Fishermen sure can come up with all sorts of excuses as to why the fish aren't biting. Cold fronts, barometric pressure, noise, light, there's rattles in my bait.
There's no rattles in my bait.
You name it.
You know what? Maybe they just ate. No!
But one of the little details that you might not be paying attention to is how line twist can cause your bait to do the spin of death down there, which looks unnatural. And as you can see here in Exhibit 1A from Unscripted Fishing, that spinning jig of death can cause fish to stop right in their tracks and send them off in the other direction.
Nope.
So where did we go wrong? Well, line twist is sort of hard to combat, but there's a bunch of different little things that you can do when all combined together can make a big difference. First, don't reel against the drag. If a fish is taking line, let them take line. Nothing creates more line twist than when someone is sitting there reeling without the line coming in. Every time that spool is spinning around, it's just twisting and twisting and twisting.
You see that line twist up? See that on camera? That will happen every single time.
Don't get it twisted.
Using a small barrel swivel is probably the easiest way to reduce... Oops, thought someone was knocking. Using a small barrel swivel is probably the easiest way to reduce line twist. I like running a small number 10 or number 12 VMC rolling swivel or RS swivel. 12 to 18 inches above my bait with a fluorocarbon leader. That takes a lot of the twist out of the line because line twist, no bueno.
No es bueno.
Re-spool your ice reels often. Ice fishing monofilament, super cheap. Ice fishing reels usually have smaller spools, and that creates lots more coiling compared to those larger diameter spools in open water. So put fresh line on all the time. One of my favorite tricks is on that very first drop of the day, and sometimes numerous times throughout the day. Instead of opening your bail and letting that lure fall straight down to bottom on its own, I pull the line out using the drag and the end of the rod and go all the way down to bottom, and you essentially stretch the memory out of that monofilament. It can make it way more smooth for the rest of the day. And another really important little tip is pounding that bait, that jig or that spoon. That little rocking motion where you're having that spoon bopping down there actually prevents it from twisting. Try it in your ice hole right under the surface of the water. When you let it sit there and that bait is twisting on its own, if you get a little cadence going, a little bop, you'll see that it keeps it straight. You just gotta remember that when a fish is eyeing it up, if you pause and completely stop, you're gonna start spinning again. So keep that bait rocking.
Nice tip. Thanks a lot.
Like I said, these are a whole bunch of little things that maybe don't make a giant difference, but when you combine them all together, can help reduce line twist and turn more of those lookers into biters. It's time for your rant of the day.
It's time to get serious.
I've already seen so many reports of fish houses being broken into this ice season, or even just completely stolen right off of the ice, all over Facebook, police blotter pages, the news, you name it. It's so lame and it makes me just absolutely sick. How hard is it to keep your grubby paws off of stuff that is not yours?
Amen. Amen.
I think it's outrageous that you can't even leave an ice auger. Leave it in your shack that's locked when you're heading home that morning and you're planning on coming back out 12 hours later that evening. I've talked to numerous folks that literally leave their wheelhouse doors unlocked because they know that if some jerk off wants to get in there, they're gonna get in there. So instead of having to replace a door, they just let them on in. Disgusting.
So this is what the world's coming to.
Oh my gosh, this is what the world's coming to.
How hard is it to respect other people's stuff? I don't care who you are, we all go through tough times, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, or emotionally. But if you want something, then work your dang butt off and go get it yourself.
Amen. Amen.
All right, I'll try to calm down now. Like I said before, I've got no time for someone who can't respect other people's property, but this next one might just be the only time when breaking and entering into a fish house is acceptable. It's coming from Panoramic Outdoors, who said a few years ago, K-Dog, have yet to discover his or her actual name, used our ice shack for an overnight shelter while in a blizzard on Lake Winnipeg. Most of the time, our shack is broken into with the intent of theft or destruction. This time, it was not the case. I'm glad to see there are still some good folks out there. Our response to these visitors? Anytime, K-Dog.
Well, in that case, mi casa es su casa.
That's pretty cool, but it might also be a good reason to keep a pen and paper in your fish house instead of a Sharpie, although it is a nice little memento. We've shared some off-the-wall ice fishing rigs here before, but this one might just be the most out there one yet. It's what Jody Materi of Saskatchewan calls the cold wing, and he's for sure getting around in style. Looks like he's even got a heater in the back. But seriously, after watching a couple of clips of him zipping around the yard on the cold wing, thing looks pretty legit and I'm here for it.
A warning, kids, don't try this at home. No.
I'm assuming that this is what happens when you take your bassin' buddy from down south walleye fishing for the first time. But now I sorta want to see him catch his first northern pike. And believe it or not, this isn't the strangest way I've seen someone try to hold a walleye. You wouldn't believe the kind of stuff that slides into the Target Walleye DMs. That wraps up this week's Top 5. A big shout out to Sea Foam and SCHEELS for making this fun video series possible. If you want more walleye and ice fishing related content like this, sign up for our free Target Walleye emails at targetwalleye.com, and I'll see you back in 7.